Yeah, bump in between now and then, whether you wanna, I don't know. Okay, let's see, I think it's 5 o'clock, and, so we'll call the meeting to order, this Finance Committee meeting, and, let's see, I guess I can lead us in prayer here if you bow your head. Lord, thank you for this day, thank you for this group. Lord, give us the wisdom and the courage and understanding to act on the best interest of those that we serve. Lord, all these things we ask in your name, amen. All right, now we're rolling. So let's see, everybody is present except for Commissioner Gallagher. And I believe somebody said today is his wedding anniversary?
Yeah.
53rd, I think.
Wow, wow.
We're
Well, we
going
certainly
to
miss
Alaska.
having him here, but
I didn't
celebrate with him for that big achievement.
And I'd like to thank, as all of us would,
Sure, oh yeah, absolutely,
Commissioner Gallagher for serving on finance and the things that he brought to the table.
absolutely. And there's projects that are still going that he's been very much involved in, and I know he will stay involved in through the water project that we're trying to get finished over at Ward Trace. All right, so first item would be approval of the minutes from the July 26th meeting.
Move to approve.
Second. All right, motion second. Open discussion, any concern or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Next item would be under our new business and starts with solid waste.
First of all, I'd like to introduce Vanessa George. She's the other half of our office, and she'll be attending some of the meetings just to learn more about the process. The new floors at the convenience centers are all done. They look really nice. If some of you just stop by and look at them, thanks to Walmart for their funds to accomplish that project. I bought new mops, so hopefully they can keep them clean. The gate signs at the centers have all been changed to reflect the new hours and days of operation. There will be a page in the next issue of Shelbyville Good News that the public can tear out and save as a reminder. The Household Hazardous Waste event scheduled for September the 24th at the Ag Center from 8 until noon, so start gathering their items. We will also be running ads to promote this event. Last year was the first year that we held this event at the Ag Center. We think it's going to be really a good place because we can kind of get underneath between the barn area and be out of the sun and the weather. The site that we've been holding it at was the Big Spring Shopping Center. That property sold, so we were unable to use that site any longer. We're still trying to get more information on the plastic recycling, and as soon as we can do that, we're going to try a pilot program again. And glass may be a lot harder to try and get rid of. There's a possibility that there will be another environmental week later this fall, but I just found out that it will not happen until springtime. So, phone calls from new residents asking where to go and what items can be recycled. They are amazed that they do not have to pay to dispose of garbage. The Duck River cleanup is set for September the 17th, so those of you who can, come out and join us. We had,
On River Bottom.
yes. For July, the recycling revenue was $14,338.90. We had 78.58 tons. Landfill or disposal costs were $31,213, and we had 917.22 tons that we took to the landfill. Anybody have any questions?
On your hazardous waste event, are they gonna take medicine?
I'm sorry.
Are they gonna take
Yes, they
medicine,
will.
any kind of medicine?
Yes.
Okay.
No, not paint.
No
The
paint.
paint, because we have an agreement with the city of Shelbyville.
Okay.
You can take that Monday through Thursday at Shelbyville Transfer Station.
Okay.
And the big bin is for latex, and the small tote are for any type of oil base or stains or anything like that.
What days was it? Wednesday and Thursday?
They're open Monday through Thursday.
Monday through Thursday.
They're closed from lunch, I think, 11:30 to 12:15 or something like that.
All right, sounds good. Any other comments or questions for solid waste? All right, we're moving on to human resources.
Okay, you all have my report that I submitted for July totals in reference to onboarding and offboardings. Again, those are not all specific to one specific office. There is a range from jail, animal control, E911, juvenile detention, highway, sheriff's office. The 2 retirements were specific to sheriff's office. Specifically in job postings, have some good news sort of to report on that. Again, I always feel like a broken record. It's a snapshot of when I turn my report into you all, but I'm happy to let you all know that we have filled the position for the accounts payable clerk. We filled a position for a payroll clerk. All 3 juvenile detention officer positions have now been filled, so they are back up to full staff effective tomorrow. We filled the youth service officer position for Judge Rich's office. We have filled a position for the IT help desk analyst. We've hired 3 new sheriff's deputies, and we also hired the new position front desk receptionist for the building and codes department. So those are all really good. Since then, since my report, we've added a deputy clerk position for Donna Thomas's office, a grounds maintenance position for maintenance, and a CDL driver for the highway. Specifically to projects that have been my primary focus the past 4 weeks since our last meeting is, again, completion of Title VI surveys. July and August is the reoccurring annual time that lots of different state and federal offices ask us to do our Title VI updates. So I've been processing those, and as we obtain more and more grants, you have to show your proof of Title VI coordination and coordinator and all. And I'm actually sitting in on an updated TDOT Title VI training tomorrow as well. So been working on that. The meetings with our 401k state rep Ted Show with Empower Ready went really well. We had several employees take the opportunity to consolidate previous 401ks to the existing state plan. So those were good. And disbursement of the updated language, limited English proficiency documents in Title VI. I worked on those, dispersed those to all county offices, and I did send out the education opportunity through Montlow and MTSU to all departments, and there are some employees sprinkled throughout the county that are taking advantage of that opportunity. Other than that, if you all have any questions for me, I'll be happy to answer what you have.
A lot going on. All right, up next is archives, I believe.
We've had a lot of going on with the Tennessee Promise volunteers. We've had one just about every month. I think there's always a flurry when they get started going to school, just before they go to school. And so that's been a great help. We've had more and more local reference research requests from all across the county, and one Texan called in a request or emailed, but then this month it will really be on next time's report. But we've had a lady from London email us for questions about local records. So it's been real interesting to work with folks from London about Tennessee history. I'm still working on pulling the records at the records building and getting those in order, and getting those separated with the permanent records or very long term. And now that the construction is out of the attic and it's getting cooler, I get back on the attic and straightening that up and getting that back in straight with from around construction. So so we're getting everything, the HVAC, pest control, all online and all in a good timely manner. Any questions?
Anything further? Continue to move on with our progress, I see, so that's great. All right, up next, architects. I don't know if school would want to make a comment at this time. I know everybody's got projects going right now.
Yes, community, they are really moving on out there. If you've not been out that way lately, so we are excited about that. And then today I met with the architects on the new elementary school. We are anticipating getting a number back about the end of January of what it will cost, to see if it's within our budget so we can move on. If it is within our budget, groundbreaking should be in February. It will take about, they're wanting 18 months to build, and so we would be ready in 2024.
Would be fantastic.
So we need all the good vibes that will come in our budget.
Absolutely. All right, and then this kind of ties together, of course, the EMA transition to the TRC. Architects involved in that, and they're getting those final numbers together about what practically would need to be transitioned. But we just had the bid opening and award on
Yesterday.
the actual EMA building, and so you want to report to them.
We received one bid, it was $609,000. And that was the only bid.
And in this case, this bid reflected that they would retain the tower when we're done
Yes.
with it, right? So we won't have an expense. At
Right.
one time, there was some
Had to
discussion,
move it.
right, having to move it or take it down, so there won't be.
I think that's as is,
Right.
the way I
So-
understood it.
So I think that's,
Will they need a tower down there at the other place?
no, under the new tacking system
With
that
the
we,
tacking- the
yeah,
new system, you
is
don't
not,
have
wasn't
to.
gonna have to have it, so that was a great
That's right.
trade-off for us and saved us some money too. So I think given the circumstance situation, that came in well for both parties. And then, we've been working on the journey to figure out how we would transition in a way that doesn't disrupt either operations. But now we just, in the next phase of that, the commission had voted to surplus it and do those things, and so now that's happened. So that's good. Is there any other comments or questions or thoughts about architects at the moment?
Now, I do want to say on the hours that we grew about 250 kids. So it's
For this year?
for this year.
Yeah, unbelievable.
So we really have to think about what we're doing going forward, because we're very concerned. If this doesn't come in budget, we're going to be in serious trouble.
Yeah, and if you connect the dots, that the trending pattern suggested that we would, based on the census and what we've seen growth 10 years backwards, we could see at least 500 more folks a year coming into Bedford, and 250 students would certainly suggest that number probably is at least 500, or could be maybe 750 people actually coming in a year. And so if those numbers hold, then you're talking about even additional strain on all the resources. So as we watch,
It's a school year.
yeah, right, there's nothing that suggests by what she says that the slowing down the people coming to Bedford. And so if that doesn't, if they don't slow down, we absolutely have got to have those resources in education and in all the other public safety and emergencies and structure that the county has to put forward. So we're up against it, and we'll, hopefully good things will happen for us, and we'll be able to get a handle on some of these things that are happening. All right. Up next, monthly reports.
Okay, you have your monthly reports. There's not a lot of activity in July, so when you look at the report, it'll be pretty limited. When you look at the analysis of tax collections, the only one that had a number in it was the prior year collections. You don't see a number for July, and the reason being is that is pulled into the prior year as a receivable. So, and that's what we do each year. So that's the only information on that sheet. Juvenile detention, we're projecting a loss of $197,000 for this coming year. Now, this is based on trend analysis of several years of data. So you're not seeing all the data, but that's how we can project that. And the same thing as far as traffic school, we're projecting a profit of $41,000 for the year.
Now, each month as we plug in the real number,
Yes.
you also see the correction of what the projection is, whether
Yes.
it's over or under where we're trending.
Right, so each month when we plug in the real number, like in August, it'll be a real number, and that will change the projection. So it'll project forward.
So hopefully that would be even a smaller loss and a larger gain. All right.
Any questions?
All right. Oh wait, are you on to, nothing to do here?
You're on to other reports.
Yeah, other reports. All right, EMS is standing up waiting on me.
I'm happy to report we've had 2 employees graduate paramedic school. Recently, we've got one of those employees that has already been received her license from the state. We're still waiting on the other one. We have also been able to hire 2 paramedics last week and beginning this week. Beyond the 3rd officer out. That makes the first paramedic applications that we've had in 2 years. So we're fully staffed currently as of mid-September, hopefully, after they do the onboarding process. That's a direct result of the pay. So thank you guys. We also are at the end of our EMT program, so hopefully we'll have a few more of those graduated pretty soon. And, I'll answer any other questions you might have.
Any questions or comments for him? I noticed that I didn't get to say it when she was talking about HR hiring 3 deputies. I think the sheriff reported at law enforcement committee that was the first time, at least in a long time, that they're actually able to hire officers already through the academy. And so again, we're seeing some of the benefits of some of the tough decisions that had to be made, and we're grateful for those that did it, and we're seeing some of the benefit of it. But there'll still be rocky days ahead, so don't let our guard down in relation to that. All right, we need a motion to approve reports.
Move to approve.
All right, motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, and it just so happens tonight, I think we've got, BCMS has got some write-offs that need to go through the process so they can be properly disposed of.
Those are not in your packet, but I've got some extra packets up here that have the amounts. That's it, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I
yeah,
didn't
so we
think
do
I
have,
didn't think it
it's a
was there.
one-pager.
Okay.
You can see,
So do we need a motion on that?
Yes.
to send it to the commission for a disposal. It doesn't reflect the actual names, but it does show the amounts.
Move to approve the sending of it.
Second to that.
Second.
All right, motion second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, and then next surplus, and let's see if it's, is it city or county?
Board of
Or, I mean, it's education or county, so it's education.
Right.
Thank you. So, BOE. All right, I know that's been through their process, so we just need a motion to send it to the commission.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so we do have a couple of three things potentially that we need to put under other business. I know Tanya is here from the trustee's office, yeah, and she has a resolution that we need to put forward. She's here to explain that if we need to. We're gonna need the commission to adopt for you to bring back in-house some of your,
Personal property.
right,
Tangible personal property.
and so she
And
provided
this
that.
is a law that has just passed, it was actually voted on and passed the Senate and the House before the pandemic, and then everything shut down and it came back. So it's a law that other states have been using for years. They're called treasurers, where we're a trustee in the state of Tennessee. But basically, this is a additional tool for the trustee's office to try to clean up, because this has filled the courts for years. And the courts are overburdened at this point, you know how bad that's all increasing. But, the resolution is before you, the law's before you, and what I'm asking, as it is an additional tool to the trustee's office, I do want to state that there's no fee to the county, there's no liability to the county, and it is going to clean this up, and I'm going to throw this number out, because I went back to 2011. At that time, in the court, we had 286,839. As of today, I looked at it today, we still have 163,701. As of today, we have 262 open personal properties within the office at almost 73,000. That is just base tax, not the actual interest added. So what we're trying to do is, and I'm gonna use an example real fast, because a lot of these are under $1,000. If it's $1, or if it's right under, because it's right up the percentage of right under $1,000, $1 going to the court will cost that taxpayer $194 plus the additional 10% on the delinquent attorney. With this agency, if it goes to collection once it's delinquent, March the 1st, I used an example of $200 at 20%, $40 at 25%, $50. I took it to $300, $60, $75. So, and this being said, they can make partial payments. When they go to the court, they have to pay it in full with all the additional fees, attorneys, title searchers, and then the delinquent attorney. So we're trying to help clean up the courts. We're trying to help the taxpayers, get on. And this being said too, this is going to also help the clerk and master's office to collect real property, because we have real property in the courts. So if we can clean up the personal, and two, we can, because we've exhausted every effort. We have been on this, but I'm following this. I've followed this for 10 years, and we're hitting 6% more. And what we're doing is filling the court. So this is going to clean up the court. This is going to clean up the years, and we can move forward. And with the agency, we can also, on the front end, get these businesses while they're current and get it cleaned up instead of them getting old, and then it's harder to clean up because they're either deceased or moved to another country, or it just gets harder as the years go on.
To add to what Tanya's saying, this is allowing the trustee to hire a collection agent, and the fee that they charge is going to the taxpayer, not the county. The county's not paying it.
There's no cost to the county,
Right.
no liability. We've had CTAS to review this, we've had CTAS attorneys, we've had additional attorneys, we've had our finance director. This has been reviewed, I mean, over and over and over. It's been 3 years, and it's, like I said, it's been a good practice with other states for years, and it's been very successful. I just feel like this is a proactive approach to this.
Absolutely. All right.
I feel like it's a win-win too, because it really is helping the taxpayers.
All right. So is there a motion to send it to the commission?
Second.
All right, motion second. Any other comments or questions? All right, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, so that's going on, Tanya. All right, so, next item, we have a USDA grant that we've been working on, with the Ag Board, and Bill and, Commissioner Sweeney actually at the time had been working on this. When I first got elected, we had worked through a USDA grant to get some concrete flooring in one of the buildings there. This go-around was an opportunity to potentially bring some, I think, bathrooms and maybe lighting in the area. And so we've reached the point now where that is ready to go forward, and is already budgeted or provision made for the match associated with it. But there is a document that we will wind up with tomorrow in this process that needs to go to the commission just for the clarity of it. So if you guys could be comfortable with that, we'd like to send that, or be blessed to send that document to the commission for approval. It just, I guess, would you say ratifies the transaction, or?
That and the commitment for the match.
Right. Which again, there was a provision already through the Ag Board's budget for that, and that was their wishes. And that was through the budget process when we were budgeting before. So this is a housekeeping thing, and we just don't have the document till in the morning when the lady comes. So would there be a motion to send that?
I'll make that motion.
All right, is there a second? All right, motion second. Any other question or comments? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, and then lastly,
Well, I'll say, the venue for changing how county commissioners are paid has changed. And Robert, I think it was last year that we voted, or that we realized this. We had been doing it on a percentage of what the mayor's salary increase. This is the most horrible written sentence, I think, that I have ever read. And you see what you think. I'm not asking to do anything, but I think that the county commissioners, especially the ones coming on, need to know what it is. And I think the time has expired for us to increase, which I wouldn't be for, but I'll read this sentence. Are you ready? Any increase in compensation for members of the county legislative body does not take effect until the beginning of the term following the next election of county commissioners after the resolution increasing the compensation is adopted. So the way we kind of read it when I ask the question is that we should, if something were gonna happen, we should have done it before this election, and then
Or
after
to
the
be
election,
elected,
then
to be
it,
sworn in.
okay.
Yeah, I think that's state law, industry standard.
I was going to say that's TCA 5-5-107E, if anybody wants to look it up.
So I'm not asking for any, I just think that,
Right. But we-
especially the new commissioners need to know.
right, we probably should put it forward for them, but
Just
to
as-
make a decision whether they want to adjust it for 4 years from now, right?
Well, that's true.
Right, it would have to be done then.
Yeah, and
It'd have to
the
be done
act-
within this
The whole
4-year
concept
window.
is you don't want to be approving your own raise.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. So it would have to be done during this 4 years if you wanted it done. And then take effect in
Yeah,
2026.
That's right.
So,
So, it's-
And, I
sorry.
do ask the county mayor to double check with Melissa on that. I think we tried to reach her.
yeah, I did try to call him, I haven't got her.
So just double check us.
Okay.
I just feel like the new commissioners need to know the rules have changed and why it is what it is.
Yeah, so,
I'm not advocating any increase by any means, but if it.
but should it go to them for a vote to remain the same or to request an increase for the future?
I think that's a question Melissa needs to ask, that if we don't do anything, does it just stay the same for these next 4 years, period? And then,
I think that may be the case, but
yeah,
Yeah.
but just double check that, and then we'll just have to remember right before.
Yeah, how would you want it on the agenda if, okay, that's what I just want to try to make sure I did it right, is all I'm asking about how we craft it on there.
I'm just in favor of informational,
Okay,
just period.
Okay.
Don't need it. I mean, Janet, it's just information to pass along
Okay.
in case they don't read the minutes. Unless Melissa says we got a problem. I mean, if she
Okay.
says what we.
if she says there has to be a resolution,
Then we
then
need-
we would, we'll get that together and have it for that night. If there doesn't, then it's gonna be information. Is that your motion?
Yes.
All right, is there a second to that?
Second.
All right, motion second. Any other question or comment? All in favor? Any opposed? All right. All right. Now, is there any other business I missed or something that we need to bring on here? I noticed that we have one of our new elected commissioners here, Troy Thompson. So I don't know where you're going to land, but we're excited to see you. All right. And then I want to remind everybody, our little official swearing in is the 31st at 3 o'clock at the courthouse in the court up there. And I believe Judge Burke will be the one performing. And if you are not able to be there, as long as John T. gets you sworn in before you sit, so to speak, the night of, would still work. But if you want to bring your family and get pictures and all those kind of things and have a nice little ceremony, and I think we'll probably have a little bit of refreshments or something, we certainly will have that available for those. Anybody else got an announcement or something I missed?
Don't forget your cell or your animal control weekend to adopt a pet.
Oh, yeah, there was an article about that, right?
Yes.
Clear the shelter event from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on
Yeah,
Saturday.
Saturday.
All adoption fees are waived.
Yeah, right. Thank you for reminding me about that. I don't know where I've been. Okay.
Horse show starts Thursday.
Yep, horse show officially is Thursday. Is Wednesday still the security?
Yes.
So, yeah. So activities starting Wednesday, but officially kicks off, I guess, Thursday, the next 10 days. All right. What else? Anybody got anything that I'm missing or need to say or got overlooked? I don't hear or see nothing. Do we got a motion to adjourn?
So,